Yo, if you made it this far, thank you for the pre-order. Thank you. This is gonna be the last video in the in the behind the scenes series, man. So just so much love, man. Thank you for doing this with me,
Are,
Darren. Fuck you.
are all your songs written by you or someone else?
Are all my songs written by me or someone else? All the songs are written by me, but with the help of other people. So I usually start with a guitar riff, right? Maybe I have like a hook, a melody. I take that into the producer, to Steve, and then we kind of write all the music. So I'll track the guitar, and then he'll add like the extra elements and all that. And then sometimes, if there's a featured singer, they'll write the chorus a lot of times, or I'll write it. But it varies. But like if you're asking if I write my raps, yes, I write my raps.
How long have you been doing music and where does your inspiration come
Man, I've been doing music since I was a kid. I say fourth grade. Truth is, I don't really remember, but I was super young, and I started writing lyrics, rock and roll lyrics. Then I started playing guitar in seventh grade. I think I recorded my first song like my freshman year of college, and I started doing it professionally when I was like 20. And as far as inspiration goes, man, like everywhere, literally everywhere. It could be something someone says on the street that has a ring to it that I'm like, ooh, that's a cool concept, or oh, that's a dope catchphrase for a hook. Lots of other music, right? I listen to all kinds of music, so I'm always pulling from everywhere. It could be a billboard, could be like a phone call. Like inspiration comes from everywhere.
from? The struggle of getting to where you are in life, the grind, the negatives and the positives, and the naysayers and the fans.
Man, so the struggle of getting to where I'm at, let me say this. I still feel like I have a long, 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 long way to go. I'm super fortunate and I'm blessed, and I feel so grateful for what I have been able to accomplish and the people and the fans that have helped me do that. But it's a constant struggle, man. I mean, when you do this, like, you hear no far more than you hear yes. There are far more setbacks um, than there are wins, and it's a constant, constant, constant struggle, and it's like something you have to learn how to, how to enjoy, right? You have to love the hustle, man. You have to love the grind and love everything about it. You know what I mean? You have to learn to embrace the downtimes and the depression that comes and the writer's block and all that, man. But dude, I could go on about this for hours. Like, it's not easy. It's a labor of love. And if you don't really, 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 really want it, you won't ever get it, because you'll quit before then, because it is so tough. And the fans, man, fans are amazing. The fans are the only reason I'm able to accomplish anything. Like, the fans are the reason for the awards on the wall. The fans keep me going, man. When I get messages about like how songs have like touched them, and like helped them through a hard time, like that's amazing to me, man. Like, that is just amazing. So the fans are just, I love them. I love y'all.
What was the real rock bottom?
My real rock bottom started in San Diego, and then a really rock bottom in LA, man. Like, I moved to LA from Diego with my chick, and I was already bad, like shaking and twitching and withdrawing every day. And then when I got to when I got to LA, man, it was like I was going from my couch to the wood floor in front of my AC, and I couldn't decide if I was hot or cold, and I was just shaking and twitching, like kicking alcohol all the time, and like just beat up, dude. I couldn't do a push up. My girl left. My dad showed up and was like, rehab or homeless, man. Rehab or homeless, and I chose treatment, and there's a lot more that goes into the rock bottom, but like, it was just that feeling, like, forget the physical stuff. It was just like emotionally bankrupt, bro. Like, just empty inside, and anyone who's been through it knows that feeling. It's fucking awful.
When you hit rock bottom, was there anyone there who believed in you?
Yeah, man. When I hit bottom, there was certainly people there that believed in me, and I think believed in me against their better judgment, honestly. Mom, dad, brother, my close friends, Uh, at that point in my life, man, like, I didn't have too many people, I'm blessed today that I got a phone full of guys and girls and just friends and whoever that I can call. But at that point, man, my relationships were worn pretty thin. But certainly my mom, my pops, my family, my brother, aunts, uncles, like they all believed in me. They wanted the best for me, but they were certainly nervous, scared out of their mind, you know, and like I think cautiously optimistic.
Do you feel vulnerable when you put your experiences in music?
I absolutely feel vulnerable when I put my experiences in music, man. Like, there's no way to not. You know what I mean? Like, dude, it's like I put it out there because it's art is supposed to be like pure and expression, right? Art is not for money and it's not for fame and it's not for recognition. Art is something that you have inside of you that you have to get out and like so for me, I just have to do it. It's how I get things off my chest, you know. But I'm certainly scared that I'm gonna get judged, that people are gonna think less of me, you know, that people are gonna go like, man, like for real, like, man, I can't mess with this dude no more. Like he feel like, you know, I don't know. It's just, and it's all unrational. It's unrealistic to think like that. But I certainly, absolutely, get in my head about it and like kind of second guess some things. Like, man, can I say this? Should I put this out? But I think every time I do, it turns out amazing.
How do you prepare yourself mentally for making a video, and what do you do after to relax?
So for making a video, to prepare mentally, um, you know, not too much, man. Honestly, like I think I just kind of get my head in the zone of like it's gonna be a long day. You know what I mean? And like try and also prepare to have some fun. You know, because when I shoot videos, I'm out there with my boy. Uh, and like we being creative, you know, and being creative is fun. And like if we get going on a thing, it's like you get like this high, you know, but it's also a super long day, and it's exhausting. And when I'm done, man, I just like after we shoot this, we about to go get some food. I'm gonna go home, wash my face, get in bed, and watch some Netflix, man. You know, and like just enjoy chilling. That's it.
How do you recreate the mindset, emotions that sparked a song in the studio?
How do you recreate the mindset and emotions that sparked a song in the studio? You know, sometimes that's tough. You know what I mean? Like, so for a couple reasons, right? Like, a lot of times I won't write a song in one sitting. You know what I mean? Like, something will happen. I'll get inspired based on a feeling, feel some type of way, right? And I'll start. And then you get writer's block, or you got to go do something else, and like, you just get burned out, right? And so like you come back to it, and you have to remember how you felt, you know. And it's kind of tough sometimes, man. But you just do your best to put yourself back in that place, you know, to remember what you were going through. Maybe you're still going through it. Maybe it's easy. And if you're talking about like a video, you know, once the song's done, then you just kind of listen to the story, you know, listen to the words and try and think of creative ways to bring that to life that get the point across.
What is your favorite song you've written?
My favorite song that I've written? Man, I couldn't say. Honestly, I have no idea, man. I feel like in terms of like going hard on some verses, maybe Bars, maybe Forever. Those are like, I feel like really good lyrical songs for me. In terms of like real songs, I feel like Change is up there. I also love Losing Myself, which is on this project, both of those. Heaven for a Sinner, Penny Lane for sure. But it's impossible to say what my favorite record is. I mean, they all have a special place, you know what I mean?
How much does your sobriety contribute to your music?
Dude, my sobriety contributes everything to my music, in that if I wasn't sober, I would make shit music. You know? And I know that based on experience. I remember before getting sober trying to record, and like I hear some of the stuff that I did, and like it just doesn't even come close to what it is today. Like not by a long shot, man. And it has impacted my content, right? Like I view the world. Getting sober is about not doing drugs and not drinking, but it's also about changing how you view the world, how you interact in the world, and how you perceive yourself, right? And so all of those things have just informed my music, because I have a different experience in the world now. So the way I approach content and the way I write is all different based on my sobriety.
Motivation behind your love for the craft, and where's the direction for you and plans for the future of your music?
Motivation behind my love for the craft. You know, I don't know what the motivation is behind my love for the craft, right? I think, you know, I just started doing music because I don't even know why. I just did. Like, it was just something in me that I just did. Like, no one in my family does music. I grew up in a music home in that there was always music playing. And my parents are fans of music, right? My whole family's fans of music, but no one does music. So it was just something in me, you know? And I think the motivation today to keep doing music is because I'm creative and I love writing songs, and it's the only way I've found to date that helps me express myself and get things off my chest, man. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, the motivation is not money, fame, fortune. Those are goals, right? To make a living, to keep impacting people, to receive recognition. Sure, those are all goals, right? But it's not why I do it. I do it because I love it, and I do it because I don't know how to not do it.
What's been the most challenging song to write so far?
The most challenging song to write so far. Dude, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think in terms of like lyrically, bars took a long time to write because it's so intricate. That took a while. Other songs you just get writer's block on. Like, I have one that I'm working on for the next project right now that I've been sitting on for like a month, and I just can't find the rhythm. Like, I can't do anything that I really like. So there's always songs like that. And in terms of like emotionally, I think Wrong Roads was pretty, it was easy to write and that the words came fast, but the subject matter is tough. Same with Losing Myself. So those are emotional for me to write. But yeah, man, I mean, it's hard for different reasons, you know?
What do you value most?
What do I value most, man? I value most family, friendships, my sobriety, my relationships. And I think that those kind of sum it up. Family, friendships, sobriety, relationships. I value just being alive, man. I value being able to take in moments, you know, and just try and settle down every once in a while and experience life, you know, and truly experience life with my mind just in those moments and not somewhere else, you know. And I mean, I also certainly value like my fans and the people who support me and all that, but I think if I had to put a thing on it, it'd be family, friends, relationships, sobriety, and all that kind of shit goes, all that other stuff I mentioned kind of gets wrapped up in those, because I have relationships with fans and friends and all this stuff. But yeah.
What's your most crazy fan experience?
The most crazy fan experience, man. I don't know if I've had crazy fan experiences. Like, we've certainly done shows and things where like girls are taking off their shirts, you know, and like throwing stuff and whatever, you know. I've seen people get in fights at bars, you know, and just whatever. But I think the craziest fan experiences are, to me, the craziest, the stuff that like sets me back, is when people send me messages, like about change, for example, right? Like, people, countless messages, man, about how those words like spoke to the core of how they feel, you know, and like people telling me that music, that my songs have like helped get them through something. Like, those to me are the craziest fan experiences. Crazy tour stories. I think the craziest one was, all right, so where were we? We were playing with Swollen Members on a little tour, and we got pulled over, and we had a bunch of weed in the car. And to cut a very long story short, we got searched. They found, like, I think it was like a pound of weed, and so first we gave them the weed that we had, like, that we were smoking. We're like, yeah, we got some weed, here it is, right? And they pull us all out of the cars, like 5 of us, and and then all these cops show up too. And so then they're like, all right, so we're gonna search the car. We're like, all right, whatever. Dude, we had grow lights in the back, fucking pound of weed, all kinds of stuff. So we're just sitting there like on the side of the highway in Nevada, like, man, we are fucked. And so they find the weed, whatever, and my buddy, the weed was in a bag with the homie's name on it. So like, he was like, all right, I'll take the rap for this. So he tells these cops, he's like, yo man, they're like, where'd you get the weed or whatever, right? He says to them, he's like, I got it from a hippie wearing a poncho driving a Subaru hatchback outside of a casino in Lake Tahoe. That's what he said to these cops, right? So they bring us all back over. And they're like, all right, man, so, your buddy said you guys are in a band and you're on tour right now. And we're like, yeah. And so they go, all right, rap, spit some. Like 5 cops, right? And we're all just stone-faced like, oh my God, right? So my buddy Crisco spit like an 8-bar verse. These cops had a laugh. And they're like, all right, we just going to take your weed. Y'all can get out of here. So they took the weed, made us rap, let us go home, let us get back in the car, right? We get back in the car. The weed that we gave them to start was still sitting on the dash. And so we get in the car, we're like, we still got weed. And it just took off, man. That was pretty crazy. Another one, again, pulled over, leaving NorCal. We had like all these drugs, dude. We just done some like coke. We had like pills. I had a half gallon of vodka between my legs and a 1/4 pound of weed. And this cop pulls us over. It's in the middle of a snowstorm. You can't see anything. And right before we get pulled over, we had just done the coke, like the last of the coke. So there's just like a little bit left. And the guy driving, Timmy B's driving, and he like looks, he gets all red in the face. He looks over, he's like, I think I just overdosed. And we just kept driving. Dude, and then so anyway, we get pulled over. The guy, whatever, it wasn't no big deal. He just didn't search us or anything, let us go. But it was the overdose thing that was pretty funny. Dude, and there's so many more stories, like I can't even recount, but those are two pretty solid ones. Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Thank you for picking up the Forever EP. I love y'all to death. Much love. And we'll do this again. Stay tuned for more music, man. I'm out. Peace.